Hey there, it's Steve from Serious Keto, and in this video I am going to do an unboxing and review of the artisanal Japanese knives from Taski. Now before we get going, a few things I want to get out of the way. First off, I would not call myself a knife expert. I would call myself a kitchen knife enthusiast, and in fact I have purchased way too many of them. If you look at my knife block, you will see that most of them are just accumulating dust. However, there are a few knives that get a lot of use. Chef's knife, paring knife or utility knife, a serrated knife, and, because I'm a Wisconsinite, the cheese knife. The other thing that I want to get out of the way is these knives were provided to me from Taski free of charge in exchange for a fair and honest review, which is exactly what you're going to get right here. Now before I do the unboxing, I do want to cover a couple of the marketing bullet points from Taski, just so I can make sure that I verify them during the review. These knives are 100% made in Seki City, Japan, which I guess is known for sword making, but made by artisans in Seki City, low maintenance, rust resistant, and easy to sharpen, ideal for any kitchen, durable, thin, expertly crafted blades that stay sharp for consistent performance, ultra lightweight, reduces fatigue and enhances precision in every cut, ergonomic. Octagonal handles provide control, comfort, and safety even with oily hands. I don't know that I want to test that. Razor sharp. Edges designed for precise, effortless cutting. And finally, elegant design. The stunning Damascus pattern adds a touch of sophistication. So with that out of the way, let's get to the unboxing. So here is the box. There's no markings or any sort of label or anything on it. Delivered by DHL from Japan. Inside the box, we have an owner's guide and a cloth. Very soft. So basically, just some stats on the knife. The blade is 33 layered Damascus steel. Core steel, I don't know if you pronounce that AUS 8 or AUS 8. My understanding is that that is a pretty good middle-of-the-road sort of steel in that it retains its sharpness and is fairly corrosive-proof. Sort of a little marketing book here about Taski. I'll have to read that later. Oh, still sealed. If only I had a knife to open this. So we'll start off with the petty knife. Kind of a nice little case, protective case that this comes in. We'll do a little cutting test here shortly. It's a little bigger than I expected. I was expecting something more in terms of like a paring knife size, you know, so probably like this long, maybe. Set that aside. The chef's knife. Fairly comfortable in terms of weight. It's not too light, not too heavy, sort of Goldilocks. And we'll use the petty knife here to open this up. So we've got a roller here. This is similar to the Horl, or I forget the brand that I did a review of, but similar design to that. Just a foam rubber sort of case for it. I kind of expected a little bit more. Maybe something would have been a little classier. Do a little sharpness test here with some of the paper that it was packed in. Okay. Maybe that's not the best paper to test it with. So here, a little piece of note paper. Might need some more sharpening, just out of the box. So out of the box, I think not as sharp as I would like. I think the first thing I'll do is I'll try out their little roller device and see what impact that has. If I can't get it sharp enough with that, then it's going to be time for me to bust out a whetstone and a leather strop and see if I can't get this really, really razor sharp. Now, because these are Japanese knives, they should have a 15-degree edge on them, so that's the side I'm going to use here. I pretty rapidly realized that my dining room table was not the ideal surface to sharpen knives on, so I moved to my cutting board, where I witnessed two things. First, it didn't seem like it rolled nearly as well as the tumbler, the other roller sharpener that I'd reviewed in the past. Furthermore, it left some black marks from the rubber traction rings, or whatever you call them, on my cutting board. Just to verify this, though, I tried out the tumbler to see. And I'll come over here. That way I know if this leaves marks that it's a design flaw in the whole product, not specifically the Taski one. Also, I found out after reading the manual that the Taski sharpening edge is actually sort of a whetstone type of a material. It does require that you wet it for it to work well. And I found that after doing that, I was able to sharpen the knives a lot better and then honed it with the honing side. Still, it does leave the marks on my cutting board, which is a bit of a bummer. Also, to get these knives as sharp as possible, I used a double-sided strop, and I will include a link to that down in the description below, as well as a link to this totally cool shirt. Quite a bit better. Now, let's try a shaving test. So yeah, now I think this is about as sharp as I like. I'm gonna clean it up and then test it on a tomato. So here's a tomato fresh from our garden. That's pretty smooth. Let's see how thin I can go here. Yeah, I'd say that's fairly sharp now. After that, I wanted to see how smoothly it went through something a little bit more dense, a little bit more heavy, so I tried it on some pork shoulder, and was pretty pleased with how easily it cut through the meat. I have been using these knives now for about 2 months, and definitely the chef's knife has become my favorite. I've been following the Taski recommended maintenance, which is to hand wash and to hone them once a week, and to sharpen them once a month, and they have done a pretty good job holding their edge. So let's loop back and take a look at the marketing claims of these knives and see if I agree or don't agree. Low maintenance? I would say fairly low maintenance. Durable? Time will tell. It is a thin blade, it is a nice blade. I really enjoy the weight of it. I think I might prefer a little bit more weight to the handle, but I would say I agree with ultra lightweight. Ergonomic? Yes, I do. I really do like that octagonal handle. Razor sharp? That one I'm going to put sort of a question mark next to. It certainly wasn't razor sharp out of the box, but I was able to get them quite razor sharp. And finally, they're good looking knives, so I agree with that. Where I struggle though with these knives is kind of who they're for. A question that I ask myself whenever I'm provided a product for free to do a review on is, if they said, all right, now either send us the cost or return the product, what would I do? And I'm torn on this. These are not inexpensive knives. I think 10 years ago, when I was making more money, I probably would say, yeah, I'll buy these knives. Now, I'm kind of on the fence. Enough so that I asked Taski, who is the target audience for these knives? This was their response. Men and women, age 40 and over, who have a little more money to buy luxury things like the knives, also more time for hobbies, maybe they host parties and want to be able to show off these knives, and they enjoy cooking for friends and family. People who want to have a special knife as part of their collection rather than just some knife that everybody else has. And finally, people that want an actual Japanese artisan knife. So of all of the kitchen gadgets and products that I reviewed, I really feel like this is the one that I am most conflicted on. I really like this knife. But for me, and where I'm at right now in my life, the price tag is a little bit more than what I can handle. Now, I will include a link down in the description below to Taski. You can check out their knives, and there will be a coupon code for 20% off. So I apologize that I can't give a clear-cut, yes, you should go out and buy this, or no, you should totally avoid it. But I hope what I've done is provided enough information, along with the link below so you can check out the knives, to make up your own mind and decide what you want to do. If you found this video helpful, please click that like button. If you're not a subscriber already, tap that subscribe button, then hit the bell to turn on all notifications. And if you really enjoyed it, why don't you click on that join button and see what channel memberships are all about and what perks I offer in exchange. Thanks for watching.